welcome back to the Meeple Marathon and our extended playthrough of Mansions of Madness. This is the Temple of Yig scenario from the Path of the Serpent expansion, the most recent expansion for Mansions of Madness. We basically have been delving into this serpent person temple, completing. This one's been fun. It's been a lot of puzzles. It's been a little bit of fighting action with some of the snake people. And really, if we're just going to pick things up right where we left off. If you are interested in seeing the beginning of this video and you somehow skipped ahead to this extended edition part, please feel free to check out the video that's popping up in the corner at this time. Otherwise, we will just be starting a new investigator phase, and I am going to start with... Yeah, I think I'm going to start with Ursula, who is way, way up here. And you can see on the map, she's got these 4 pots. We've already searched one and gotten a horror for it. So let's search this one. This pot is, yeah. Again, I mean, are any of these different? I mean, what's the point of them? I've searched them all, but nothing's happened. So, all right, I'm kind of done with these pots now. So Ursula's special ability, if you weren't with us for the beginning of the video, she can move 1 space and then do an explore action. So she's basically, these red and white tokens is what she's looking for. So she's going to do that, move, and then explore. And we have whatever this thing is. Dust covers Sloane's the bed chamber, burial chamber, altar chamber, bed chamber. I mean, let's just look at that bed. That does not look comfortable by any stretch of the means. Okay, so I'm hoping as this map gets increasingly out of my control that we are done expanding in this direction. So yeah, I know you guys can't really see that, but let's see what all's in here. 3 serpentine skeletons are positioned around the room. They're completely articulated, except for each is missing its skull. Place a search token as indicated. Okay. Ooh, a jeweled skull lies on the ground. It is clearly human in origin. Place the jeweled skull common item as indicated. All right, so let's find that. IJKL. Jeweled skull. So here we can see the jeweled skull. At the end of the investigative phase, you may discard 2 clues to become fearless. Okay. I was hoping that I could use that to put on something, but I feel like it's just an item. Okay, I can move 1 space into the explored room, and there's not a whole lot else going on out there, guys. So we're going to come back down here to our 2 investigators in this room. And Norman... Yeah, I feel like Daniela needs to be the one to pick up this. So she's going to go 1, pick this up, add this to her slate of weapons, and then move back. Again, she's got a broken leg, but she has no other damage to flip over, so we're good. But that's it. She moved and interacted, picked up an object as her 2 things. So Norman, there's nothing else over here, right? Yeah, Norman's just got to head on out of here. 1, 2, 1, 2. When the scream begins, you believe it to be a human being crying out in fear. By the time the last echoes die, you can only conclude it is some sort of wild beast, far closer than you would like. Each investigator suffers 1 face down horror. All right, well, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that's 1 for Ursula, that's 1 for you. This, we lose righteous. Norman Withers is no longer righteous. It's gonna go away, unfortunately. Gosh. Okay. he still has... Yeah, he's got his 5 out of the 6. Okay. Let's keep it moving here. Ursula is going to move into the burial space here and investigate this token. Oh. Okay, so she needs to pick up the jeweled skull first. So she'll do that. And then she'll move. And now she's prepared for the next time. Okay, fine. Alright, so she's done. Again, Daniela here is just going to continue to slog through with her broken leg and catch up with Norman. And Norman's going to go 1, 2, 1, 2. That's it. Not a whole lot going on that turn. You are suddenly aware of the awful and unstoppable passage of time, obsessively dwelling on your ultimate mortal fate. Each investigator suffers 2 face-down horror. Uh-oh. We are getting close to Ursula here. Will negates. So let's start over here. Okay, Daniela can definitely spend that. Ursula now, come on. 1 face down horror. Alright, so she's at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 7. And Norman. Can spend that. Okay. Okay, so let's come back over here to Ursula, who's just off the screen, and she's going to search this. Now has the common item. Try as you might, you don't see how a decorated human skull should be placed on these monster hybrid bodies. Test observation, which she has the magnifying glass, so she's going to be rolling 5. And that's all she gets is 1. Let's go again. Which skeleton will you place the skull onto? The first. You attempt to place the skull on top of the skeleton, but find that when you try, the skeleton's hands suddenly grip your arms painfully tight, suffer 1 horror and 1 face-down damage. This cannot be the correct skeleton. Crap. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so let's try this again. Place it on the 3rd. Fine. No. Okay. Alright, so at this point, we have now gone insane. So I'm going to take these and put them back here, and we now have to take an insane card. Focused, lost in time and space, mesmerized, poisoned, restrained, righteous, stressed, stunned, wounded. Where's my insane? Dazed, fearless, focused, mesmerized, poisoned, no, restrained, nope, righteous, nope, stressed, nope, stunned, nope, wounded is for when we take all of the wounds. What's going on here? Yeah, somewhere I have missed. I must have put these off to the side somewhere else. Oh, okay, here I have a huge stack of insane cards. That's what it was. There's so many of them because they all have different stuff on the back. All right. Look at the back of your card, but do not reveal to the other investigators. When you have suffered a horror equal to your sanity, you are eliminated. And this says selfish motives. You do not win the game as normal. Instead, you win only if the investigation is completed and you are not wounded. Otherwise, you lose the game. When you gain this card, if you are wounded, discard this card and gain a different insane condition. Okay. So Ursula's not willing to put herself out there. That's fine. When you're playing solo, the insane cards don't really do as much because I obviously know what everybody's insane card is going to say. Okay, so we're done with Ursula. Now let's have Norman. He's going to go 1. He's going to explore. All right. Big old room with lots of snakes. Or no? Yeah. Lots of snake statues. Oops. Okay. Place a search token as indicated way up here in the corner. There are several gaps in the spiral of statues. Place search tokens as indicated. Interesting. And then the serpent bracelet common item. Okay. You may become poisoned to convert all clues to successes while resolving any test. Okay. You may move 1 space into the explored area. Okay, so sure, let's do this, and let's just go ahead and pick this up. Although, I mean, yeah, it's fine. Okay, so Norman's done. Daniela needs to catch up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're all done here. On Biden, the terrible things you have seen rise up from your memory where they were safely locked away. Each investigator flips 2 horror face up. Alright, so Danielle only has 1. This one says minor shock. No additional effect. Flip this card face down. Okay, and over here, I don't have any more. And over here, I just have 1. Startled. No effect. Discard this card. Perfect. Alright. First light of dawn has almost reached the trial doors. You must act quickly. Move the sun's light as indicated. Good grief. Okay. I'm moving as fast as I can here. Alright, so let's start with Ursula. There's only 1 place left to put this thing. You realize quickly that 2 of the 3 skeletons contain hidden traps and place the jeweled skull on one that does not. Its eyes flash green and then fade, allowing you to retrieve the jeweled skull easily. Discard the search token. Okay. Alright, so we are literally like 3 eyeballs away. Okay. Alright, so she's up here in this chamber now. These other ones were just kicking our butts. But she just can only get back in there like that. Okay, so now Norman. Let's go ahead and have Norman take his turn. There is a 3rd gap in the innermost ring of the statues. Starting with the statue immediately after the 2nd gap, the statues wield the following weapons in order. Spear, spear, bow. Then the 3rd gap. After the 3rd gap, the spiral finishes with a bow statue, then a spear statue. Spear, spear, bow. Spear, spear, bow. Bow. Spear. Okay. The first gap is in the statues here in the outermost ring. From the first statue to this gap, the statues wield weapons in this order. Spear, bow, sword, bow. Then the first gap. There's a second gap in the middle ring of the statue, starting with the statue immediately after the first gap. The statues wield the following weapons in order. Spear, bow, sword, then the second gap. Okay, Norman. So I guess you're going to come over here and tackle this search token. 3 statues were pushed against the wall here. Each appears to be a serpent warrior. One wields a bow, one a spear, and the other a sword. These could fill the gaps left in this spiral of statues. Okay, so let's think here. This is the first gap. The first gap is in the statues here in the outermost ring. From the first statue to this gap, the statues wield weapons in this order. Spear, bow, sword, bow. Spear again. Let's move the spear. You prepare to push the heavy statue into place. Where do you push it? First gap. You throw your weight behind, moving the statue, but it's incredibly heavy. Suffer 2 face-down damage. Strength +1 negates. Okay. And unfortunately, that is going to do us in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. So Norman Withers is now wounded, which is one of these cards back here. So this says you cannot perform the move action more than once each round. When you have suffered damage equal to your health, you are eliminated. All right. Continue. Finally, the statue is in place and you step back. No immediate effect. Okay. So that was his 2. So Daniela is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and she's done. I swear I'm moving as fast as I can, Sunlight. Your zealous investigation has taken its toll on your body, and each ache only serves to remind you of the terrors that wait to devour humanity. Each investigator suffers 2 horror, strength +1 negates. Discard 1 improvement. I have no improvements. Nobody has an improvement. All right, so let's start with Daniela, who is at a 6, 7, and she's been crushing it. All right, over here we're rolling 4 for these other 2. So Ursula now, she's fine, and Norman Withers, he's good. All right. Bam, back to the investigators. Okay, Daniela. So, no, this is the third gap. Second gap. Starting with the statue immediately after the first gap, which we said was a spear. The following weapons. Statues wield the following weapons in order. Spear, bow, sword. Then the second gap. Spear, bow, sword. Spear, bow, sword, spear. So then spear, bow, sword. Bow. All right. So again, she's rolling 7 here. And she's good. All right, continue. Okay. And then she'll take this other action where she will move this to the third gap. She's good. You push the statue into place and suddenly the eyes of the statue begin to glow green. You've done it. You become focused. Hot dog. Hot dog, hot dog, hot diggity dog. Alright, then discard all search tokens in the statue chamber. Okay. Boom! One of the entwined snakes activates. Both its jeweled eyes now glowing in the dim light. It retracts toward the center of the door. So only have one more. One metallic serpent. Its left eye glows green. So I just need to solve one more test, which is this junk up here, these pots that keep damaging me. Okay, so right here is the only skill left we need to mess with. Daniela is done, so Norman's going to go 1, 2, and then 1, 2. Alright, Ursula now. Just going to take a look at these. Yeah, suffer one face down horror. We've been here before. Nothing is changing. Alright, finally. Examining this pot, you realize that its eyes are obsidian, whereas the others were emerald. When you pick up the vase to examine this difference, all 4 shatter simultaneously. Discard each search token in the storage chamber. I'm going to be mad at myself if it said that the whole time and I just missed it. Okay, the door grinds open. Having defeated the trials, you pull open the door. Several serpent priests surround a burning altar, fresh offerings blanketed. Discard this explorer token and place the altar chamber. Okay, got some stuff in the way here. Altar chamber, boom, 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 like so. Place a door token as indicated. Boom, continue. What you got for me? You sully the trials to foil us, insolent humans. The serpent priest draws a twisted dagger. Spawn a serpent person as indicated. Now this is an instance where, oh no, these guys might stand up. So here is a serpent person. He's a pretty nasty fella. And let's see if he'll stand up. That's close enough. He's kind of tilted back. And here is his, here's his token that we'll be paying attention to here in just a second. See, yeah, I mean, he's fine. But still, let's see what happens here. And he doesn't have any enter text. Okay. And one of the other priests grabs a spear from the wall. You will be our final sacrifice to Yig. Okay. So, and then this one's right here. And then we're supposed to use one of these tokens to mark that he's different. I know that's yellow, but that's fine. The third priest continues. Okay. Chanting over the altar, unperturbed, the first and second priests hiss in synchronization, and a strange green energy cocoons the third priest. You will not interrupt us while we live, humans. Spawn a serpent person as indicated. Treat this monster as an interact token instead. So what I'm actually going to do is just take this, and there, now we can keep that straight. Okay, what else we got? Candles burn on the altar. Place the candle's common item as indicated. Okay. Continue. Defeat the priest to prevent the return of Yig and the rise of the serpent people. Okay. Alright, so fine. Let's do this. So we're all way away from all of these guys now, and everybody went, so we're actually done with the investigator phase. In the corridor in front of you, twists and stretches on forever. It is impossibly long. Impossible. Each investigator in a hall. Is this a hall? Oh, this is a chamber, right? Yeah. That's a chamber. Hall or alley. Nope. Alright, the serpent person. So this is the regular one. Or this is this one. Without a little token here. The serpent person moves 3 spaces towards the nearest investigator, then attacks. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3. No investigating space. And then the one with the token here, moving it with him, is going to go 1, 2, 3 to right here. Alright. No investigating space. Each investigator must resolve a horror check. 1, 2. Yeah, I don't think it can go through doors, so we're good. Confirm. Okay, Daniela, now's your time to shine. Let's see here. Yeah, I wish there was like a heal action you could take, because she's, unfortunately, she can go 1, 2, and now she'd have to move. I guess she's pretty safe right here. She's got firearms. Yeah, and poison mist, so she's got a way to reach, and these guys aren't flying, so they're gonna have to come around to her. So even though they move 3, we know that. So all right, let's see here. I guess Norman could do shriveling on them. So yeah, let's have Norman go. He's gonna go 1, 2, and he's gonna attack this serpent priest here. So it's the one with the token. Attack with a spell. As you utter the arcane words, you suddenly find yourself alone, enveloped in darkness. A disembodied voice questions you in languages you do not recognize, but instinctively understand. Lore +2, or lore 2. Oh man, okay. You may become poisoned. Let's do it. So, I become poisoned to turn all of... So I have passed. If you pass, a far-off sound echoes in your mind, and as the veil of darkness lifts, you recognize it as your foe's scream. The monster suffers damage equal to the spell's damage plus your test results, which we turned into 2. So it is a 3, 5. And so this guy's done. Yes. Boom. That was so worth being poisoned. All right. So that serpent is gone. Okay. Perfect. So Norman's turn is done. At the end of the turn, suffer 1 face down damage. Alright, and then flip this card. This one says neurotoxin. So we need to do observation 2. And we missed. If you fail, your hands tremble too violently to successfully cure yourself. Discard this card and become poisoned. Alright. Been dealing with a lot of poison. We've also been dealing with a lot of snakes. We're wounded, we're poisoned. Oh, you forgot to flip this over. This says, you feel a moment, discard. Suffer 1 face down horror. And a new shriveling spell. Boom, 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 boom. We are running out of shriveling spells. Alright. Okay, but it was so worth it. So worth it, ladies and gentlemen. Alright. And let's see. Ursula here. Discard 2 clues to become fearless. She can really just go 1, 2. This guy can go 1, 2, 3. yeah, we're going to stop right there. Because she's already dealing with enough stuff. Yeah, she really doesn't... She's not our fighter. Okay. Yeah, alright. Alright, skittering and creeping, 100,000 spiders emerge from their hiding places. Norman Withers scrambles to avoid the worst of their bites. Agility 2, which is 3 for him. Boom, he passed. If he passes, he receives only a trace of their strange venom, but the experience is traumatizing. Norman Withers suffers one face-down horror and becomes dazed. Great. Okay. We're done. Alright, this thing is going to move 3 and then attacks the investigated space with the lowest strength, which is either 1. So it goes 1, 2, 3. The monster will attack, and let's just say Norman Withers, the serpent person's slitted eyes focus intently on yours. Will 1. Continue. Each investigator must resolve a horror check against a monster within range. So that's everybody against this guy. Resolve a horror check. Alright. Norman's good. Ursula is a 3. She did not. So if you fail, you dare not get closer, but you are forced to reckon with the knowledge that the snake person is as intelligent and capable of compromise as any human. Suffer 1 horror. Okay. Alright, and last but not least, Daniela. Test lore 2, which is 3. That wasn't 1. That was a miss. So nothing she can spend now. If you fail, you obsess over whether or not you feel venom in your blood. Suffer 1 horror. Become restrained, then discard this card. I think this one was supposed to be face up. Drop 2 random items, then flip this card face down. Well, that's only these 2 right there. I feel like I may have missed drawing a restrained. You cannot move voluntarily at the end of your turn. Discard this card. Great. She's the one. She's the fighter. Alright, gosh, so much stuff. Okay. We're done with all of this. Alright, so Daniela can't do much of anything, but she can... We can't move. We can fire off our gun. So... we are going to Poison Mist. Yeah, is there anything on the back of this? 2x4. I feel like it could come in handy. Or the Time Worn Brand. Alright, but we're going to shoot with the automatic. So we're going to attack this thing with a firearm. Will 2. Oh, we did not do it. If you fail, your hands are trembling too much to take a shot. So we're going to try it again. Agility 2, which is better. No, I still failed. Alright. So we're done. So who's next? Who can we attack with? Ursula really has nothing. So I guess it's going to be Norman Withers, who's going to attack with a knife. So we are going to attack with a bladed weapon. Agility 2. let's see. You may become poisoned to convert all. Now, what if I'm already poisoned? I guess I can't. I do not have another bladed weapon. So... Alright. So I guess we're going to have to try this again. Strength 2, which is another 3 test. And that's a miss. Alright. No. Okay, Ursula Downs, I guess, is going to attack this thing barehanded. Strength 1. Okay. There we go. Where were all those earlier? The monster suffers 3 damage. And we're going to do it again. Attack unarmed. Observation, which is 4. Boom, got it. If you pass, you see weakness, and it's left knee, the monster suffers 2 damage. Yes! She does it barehanded. Oh, and of course something else comes out. After the fall of its fellow priest, the green cocoon of light surrounding the third priest fades. The creature does not pause its work, but it points to the snake-shaped pillar in the center of the room and comes to life. Spawn a temple guardian as indicated. Alright. Great. And that was literally everybody took shots at this thing to kill it. You are weary to the bones, and your strength is now ebbing. Each investigator flips 2 damage face up. Alright, this one says suffer 1 additional face down damage, then flip this card. Oh, things are not going well here. You've got 1 here. Flip 1 other damage face up, then discard this card. I don't have any. Although, no, I was supposed to be damaged here. So this one will get flipped faced up. Drop 1 random item. Alright, we lost our serpent bracelet. And then flip this card face down. Now we have to deal with our poison, which is strength test 2. We did not get it. We discard this card and we are still poisoned. Alright, this is the last poison card in the deck. We've gone through them all. Okay, alright, everybody has flipped over their face. Yep, we've done that. Temple Guardian moves 1 space, and that's it. No investigators. Moves 1 more space. Continue. Nothing in range. Alright, let's do this. Daniela, it's time to get on the move. 1, 2, 3, 4. These guys are going to go 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we don't want to be in there with that thing. Yeah, so that was it. Just running around. Alright, strange buzzing machine. Each fish flips 1 damage and 1 horror face up, then becomes dazed. Keep face up. Roll 1 fewer die when resolving strength test. Okay. Oh, I should have discarded this. Oh, but every investigator now is dazed. Good gracious. Okay. 1 damage and 1 horror face up. Let's see, this one says drop 2 random items, then flip this card face down. I don't have any items. This one says no additional flex. Flip this card face down. This one says suffer 1 additional face down horror. Then flip this card face down. And this one says drop 1 random item. So I'm going to lose my survival knife. And I have to deal with poisoned. I have to suffer 1 more face down damage. And I test lore. Finally a test that hopefully I can pass. And I still did not pass. So I have to find all these poison cards again. Ay caramba. So much poison. See, this is something that I feel like they did well with the most recent Descent app, is that they took all of these cards and they put them into the app. All these status effects are just added to the app. All right. So now you're poisoned again. We'll put those there because we know they're coming back. All right, everybody's dazed. Oh, we failed.
As you lie dying, you hear the prayers of the serpent priests resume. They call upon the ancient god Yig to hear their prayer and return to his followers. The temple rumbles, and as your vision grows bleary and fades, a vision of their god strikes you. He is powerful and terrible. No human could stand before him. You know instantly that Yig will usher in a new age for the serpent people. It'll be a glorious return to power that will build its empire on the bones of humanity.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end. So, even though we were unsuccessful, I still enjoyed that one because it had a lot of puzzles. And I feel like the puzzles through the app are one of the highlights of this game that none of the other games have. We were unsuccessful. God knows what would happen if we had gotten our way through this thing and then actually gotten to the serpent person and his candles. But this is a very sprawling board, and obviously being way down here and then being train wrecked by 2 things in the way. You know, Daniela Reyes, I made her my strength person, but at the end of the day, she really did not come across anything that made her a powerhouse. And I'm reading her thing here, when a puzzle is solved. So I think that means anybody. She had a ton of clues anyways. Who knows? But I still enjoy myself. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching. And I didn't spoil the ending for you. So if you are still curious about the ending of the Temple of Yig scenario for Mansions of Madness, feel free to check it out yourself and see if you can do better than me. Consider this like a walkthrough, getting you to the final boss, and then you need to defeat the final boss on your own. So if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more videos like this in the future, please consider subscribing to the channel. Once again, thanks for watching. Have a great day.